Hey dudes and dudettes and everyone in between. What's up? We're back. We're back in the studio.
We've got new hair so you can tell it's a different shooting day.
Hell yeah. Chapter 16. The Knot.
What did you do? That's way better.
To be or not to be. That is the chapter.
Ew. Ew.
What's up?
At the beginning of the chapter, Edward is back in her bedroom watching her sleep, and he says, Bella slept so soundly through the night that it was unnerving. And he's like, why is she so slumbery?
In all my nights with her, she'd never been so at peace. What did it mean?
What did it mean? And we only know because we read Twilight, which is from Bella's point of view, that she was so nervous for the date tomorrow that she took a bunch of cold medicine to help her fall asleep.
She NyQuil'd herself, and I can't say I blame her.
No, not at all. We love a little NyQuil nap. He's having a crisis, and she's just having a gorgeous little, cold coma.
Good for Bella.
Good for her.
Never done that. Ever.
I have never, ever done anything of the sort.
No, I always fall asleep naturally.
Bad. Don't do that. He's like, okay, she's gonna be waking up any minute now. I should probably get ready and go outside to greet her for our date. And then he's like, oh my God, the date is today. I'm afraid.
He takes one final lungful of fire and then held it inside my chest, cradling the pain close until it could be replenished.
Ow,
masochist. What's up? Hurt me. He worked himself into a fine dark mood by the time he dropped from the shadows of the tree and crossed her front yard. Because I love it when my guy works himself into a fine dark mood right before he knocks on my door and takes me out.
What a perfect precursor to a lovely date day.
I psyched myself up, knocked myself out, all for him.
Yeah, Bella's well rested. She did a face mask. She did a blowout.
True. Slept on the blowout.
Bella slept on a blowout and is all excited about this great day, and Edward is standing outside the door like, if I'm not in a bad mood by the time this starts,
There's something wrong with me.
The whole day is gonna be a wash.
Bella peeks through the blinds of the window and he's like, probably looking for me. Yeah, definitely looking for you. Edward gets to her door and he knocks quietly, knowing she was listening. So he knows that her ear is pressed against the door, so he's like, no need to knock loudly.
She's right on the other side, like, opens immediately. I tried to erase the evidence of my state of mind from my face, but I couldn't seem to remember how to shape my muscles the right way. He's like, I want it. Do the thing. He sees her and his mood lifts instantly, and thank God. He says the pain was so much less than the joy of seeing her. And there we go.
Yay!
Now we're on the right track for a date. An errant curiosity drew my eyes to her clothes. Boy, that errant curiosity is you being like, well, can I see your boobies today?
How tight is the sweater today?
What's the titty situation?
Dear God, let it not be that lumpy sweater.
God, not the lumpy
that ain't
sweater.
No date material.
No. Oh my God. They match.
Twins! The sweater had been laid in the most prominent position, draped over her obsolete computer, with a white button down underneath and blue jeans to the side. Light tan, obviously. White color, medium blue denim. I didn't have to look at myself to know the shades and styles were nearly identical. I chuckled once. Something in common again. Good morning. What's wrong? She responded. Said she has PTSD from every time they've ever hung out together.
He's like, good morning. She's like, oh God, what's wrong? What did I do?
So the reason why she freaked out was because he laughed when seeing her. And so she immediately is like, oh, he's laughing at me.
Yeah.
At me because I've done something wrong. What's wrong?
Signs of a healthy relationship right here.
Edward says, we match. I laughed again as she took this in, examining my clothes and then her own, with a surprised look on her face. Suddenly, the surprise shifted to a frown. Why? We know why.
We know why. Because from Bella's point of view, she's looking at him and she's like, oh my God, he looks gorgeous. Why does he look like a male model? Why does he look so good? And I like so homely. Why does it look better on him?
How does it look better on you?
Edward remembers that he promised Bella that she could drive today, and he regrets everything because her truck is stupid and old, like him. She's like, we made a deal, and he's like, I know, and I never break a promise.
Turn right on the 110, I told her. Now we drive till the pavement ends. And what's there? She asked. At the pavement's end.
He says to himself, an empty forest, a total lack of witnesses, a monster. And then he says out loud, a trail! And she's like, a trail!
Well, she's like, we're hiking? Like, what? Wait.
What?
I'm sorry. You planned an outdoor hiking date without telling me what to wear, and I wore skinny jeans and flats. Like this, I'm sorry, this isn't gonna work. Like,
this is not gonna work. Like, what the f? I would have worn better footwear. Look out for poison ivy and poison oak, Bella. Leaves of 3, leave it be. He's like, what's the big deal? It's only 5 miles uphill through the woods.
Edward is a monster. I agree with him for once.
For once. He's like, did you tell Charlie that you're with me? And she's like, nope. No.
But Jess thinks we're going to Seattle together. No, she said complacent. I told her you canceled on me, which is true. Bella calls Jessica and is like, oh yeah, Edward canceled on me. And Jessica's like, thank God. Everything makes sense again. Edward doesn't date and Bella's not that hot because he canceled on her, so.
He says, are you so depressed by Forks that it's made you suicidal? And she's like, I will die for the dick.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
You said it might cause trouble for you. She said quietly, all humor gone, us being together publicly.
He gets very angry. He goes, so you're worried about the trouble it might cause me if you don't come home? How can you not see how wrong I am? Like, in general. How can you not see how wrong I am? I hissed, too angry to slow the words down into something comprehensible for her. Just an unintelligible hiss, just...
And she's like, okay, chill. As usual, I wasn't truly angry with her, only myself. Okay.
You might want to clue her in because she thinks you hate her.
Yeah.
They reach the end of the paved road, they pull over, and they are ready to go on the hike. With her back to me, she pulled her sweater over her head. It took her a few seconds struggle.
How do I get this sweater off? I've never taken a sweater off in my entire life. Pulling the button up down and then like holding the inner sleeve like in her hand.
This was more of her than I was used to seeing, but despite the fascination that immediately sparked, what I felt most was concern because she's showing her forearms and Edward is from Victorian times and that's slutty.
No, it's concerning is what it is.
It's concerning.
I sighed. I didn't want to go through with this. There were many serious reasons, life and death reasons, but in this moment, my greatest dread was the expression on her face, the revulsion in her eyes when she finally saw me.
Oh my God, love yourself, you idiot.
He takes off his sweater, feeling glaringly conspicuous.
Oh.
I'd never uncovered so much of my skin around anyone but my family.
Because modest is hottest. Sounds like he's been spending a little too much time in an all-female Bible study group because that was drilled into me as a youngin'. He feels her eyes on him and is super insecure, but really she's just crushing like a normal person.
She's like, whoa, forearm. This way. The words came out clipped too fast. This way. I had to get my anxiety under control. I started to walk slowly forward. Takes off sweater.
This way.
And Bella's like, the trail? Her
like,
voice was an octave higher than usual.
What about the trail? He says, I said there was a trail at the end of the road, not that we were taking it. She's like, the
Wait, then why would you even mention the trail? Her mouth fell open, like a character in the kind of sitcom that had a laugh track. She did a quick double take, her eyes running up and down my bared skin. And this was nothing, just pale skin. Well, extremely pale skin, bent in a slightly inhuman way over the angularity of my inhuman musculature. Like, so just like super hot or like weird.
He's just like serving.
Her face fell. Again, just, she's like, he's so hot.
She's like, oh God, he's so out of my league. He says, do you want to go home? Her eyes flashed with some unfathomable reaction. And she said, no! He goes, what did it mean? Edward? No means no. No means no. No means I do want to go on the date with you, Edward. No means
means yes.
No means take off the rest of your clothes. Mixed signals.
Did she want to leave me or not? Her voice was low and nearly inflectionless as she answered, I'm not a good hiker. You'll have to be very patient.
This is more Edward Cullen, respecting women, character growth and development. I'll take you home, I promised. Perhaps she felt she had no choice but to face this trial by fire, that she owed it to me in some way. She owed me nothing. She was free to walk away whenever she wanted. You don't have to do anything just because you're already on the date. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you can just walk away whenever and that should be cool. But it's not what's happening here. It's just like a hypothetical thing. So you know what? It's fine.
If you want me to hack 5 miles to the jungle before sundown, you'd better start leading the way.
Bella the hacker, she's like, if you want me to break into the jungle's mainframe by sundown, I gotta get going on these codes.
Give me the CPU and get it to me now.
The USB. He helps her over some tree branches and is high off the joy of helping her walk.
Even if the few times that we reached an obstacle, a fallen log across the way, an outcropping of rock too high to step over, I instinctively reached out to help her. It was no more difficult to touch her than it had been at school. Not difficult was hardly the correct description. It was thrilling, pleasurable, just as it had been before.
In case you didn't get enough of the Bella Swanza extravaganza in chapter 13, it's Bella's Favorite Things Part 3, bitch!
Edward asks, what's your favorite birthday? So Bella's not a fan of birthdays.
She hates the attention. Oh my god, don't look at me on my birthday.
Birthdays suck.
Don't celebrate me.
No. Edward just knowing before even asking, your mother isn't an intuitive gift giver? I guess. Bella doesn't deny it.
Her answering smile was cryptic. I could tell she would say nothing negative about her mother, even though she'd obviously been scarred. Wow.
What kind of gifts are her mom giving her that she's that scarred?
He asks her who her favorite teacher in elementary school was, and she says, Miss Hepepenemeketik.
So dogs or cats? And she's like, I'm not really sure. I think maybe cats, but we know from New Moon that Bella's actually a dog person.
She's a dog person because Jacob.
Although Edward is considered a cat when he goes hunting. So I don't know, maybe she's dogs and cats. I've never had either. My mom's allergic. F you, Renee.
And then it's revealed that Renee actually is not allergic to dogs, or so Bella suspects. She just didn't want to be tied down by something, and Bella's like, well, yeah, she already had me, which is like enough of an anchor. And ouch! It made me angry to think that Bella might ever have felt unwanted or that she needed to prove her worth. I had the oddest desire to wait on her hand and foot in some socially acceptable way, to show Bella that her merely existing was more than enough.
And yes,
yeah,
that's
please.
the fantasy.
It's amazing. I want that.
Please do that.
I want a boyfriend who is also a butler who's into feet and hands.
Well, that's a bit dramatic. Oh, she has a tiara on, friends.
Thank you so much. Hello.
You good?
I'm good.
She had 3 pet fish and killed them all because apparently Bella is bad at everything.
Yeah. Bella's like, 3 in a row. I guess that makes me a serial killer. And Edward's like, only 3. I knew that this emotion, stage fright, was the closest term I could come up with. Was truly ridiculous. Was vanity. The fragility of ego, truly that strong a force? Yes, the male ego truly is that strong of a force. Obsessing over this reveal kept me from obsessing over other things.
I mean, we all have a reveal that we're obsessed with, right? For example,
Brooklyn Heights.
All right, Pam Queer.
Bella noticed a change in light as we passed through a thinner patch of forest. She frowned teasingly. Are we there yet? She wasn't watching the ground anymore. Her eyes were locked on the filtered glow of sunshine, so she's just tripping toward the light like, we're almost there. She walked almost reverently into the golden light. It gilded her hair and made her fair skin glow. Her fingers trailed over the taller flowers, and I was reminded again of Persephone, springtime personified.
Oh.
So Bella's just like walking in the meadow, like trailing her fingers along the leaves. Like she didn't just walk 5 miles and is exhausted. Oh, we made it.
I didn't even notice. I love hiking. Nature.
I'm gonna try to look pretty in a meadow.
Nature.
I hope I'm not bad at it. She turned, eyes wide with amazement, a wondering smile on her lips, and looked back at me, expectant. Are you coming? When I didn't move, she began walking slowly in my direction. She lifted one arm, offering her hand in encouragement. Come with me.
Baby.
It would have to end now, wouldn't it? Bella would see me and be all the things she should have been from the beginning. Terrified, disgusted, appalled, repelled, and done with me.
Terrified, disgusted, appalled, repelled, and done with me.
I would face this head on. I couldn't bear the first reaction on her face. She would be kind, but it would be impossible for her to disguise the initial instant of shock and revulsion. So I would give her a moment to compose herself. I closed my eyes and stepped into the sunlight.
Dot, dot, dot.
And ...
What? And that's the end of chapter 16, The Knot, and it's not even the knot yet.
No, I know. Why was it called The Knot?
I could not give you a reason.
We post new videos every week, usually on Mondays, and yeah.
New chapter every week. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Keep coming back and comment. We would love to talk to you guys.
Dot, dot, dot! Oh my god!
Yee! Ah!